Hi, I'm John Gray, and this is ADD ADHD Part 2. In Part 1, I explored some of the symptoms of ADD, some of the causes that most people don't realize. It's just high blood sugar in mothers. It causes inflammation in the brain. Inflammation in the brain inhibits the function of dopamine. One simple remedy that's proven to be more effective just as effective as Ritalin and Adderall, which are methamphetamines and speed, which no parent wants to give to your child at any age, is grapeseed extract and vitamin C. So that was 300 milligrams of grapeseed extract and 600 milligrams of vitamin C every day. Ideally, you can space it through the day 3 times. That would be great. So that would look like 100 milligrams in the morning, 100 milligrams at lunch, or 100 milligrams at dinner, or 150 in the morning, 150 at night. So you have a basic, simple remedy. That's your first step. But that just works as well as Ritalin and Adderall and other ADD drugs. So let's take a step further, which is to help your child develop their full potential. Because what ADD is, it's inhibited dopamine function. For me personally, I was ADD my whole life. Now it's fixed, and it's not completely fixed. I take the grapeseed extract. I don't do it every day now. I did it for a while. But what happens is, and the vitamin C, remember they both have to go together. Sometimes I'll be reading a magazine and I just sort of space out. I'm reading a book and I'm being distracted very easily. I'm hearing noises around, my mind is spacing out. Instead of just staying completely focused, effortlessly absorbing and comprehending. We want our children to comprehend the material. What they find is that 90% of children with learning difficulties are boys. Once again, we come back to inhibited dopamine function, because dopamine allows you to learn and allows you to take in, absorb, comprehend. Once I take my basic supplement, suddenly my brain is absorbing more. But it works magically for me, and I don't even have to take it that often, because every day I do what I call the Mars Venus Wellness Solution, which is easy to digest protein. I have protein shake, which has got the basic ingredients for optimal brain function. Easy to digest protein in a raw state, not pasteurized. If it's pasteurized, then there's no enzymes, and it doesn't produce the dopamine and the serotonin. So it's raw protein. It's low sugar. You don't want to produce too much sugar, or that will cause a burst of insulin. And insulin, when it's too high, will inhibit dopamine release. You want to provide that easy to digest protein, because inside of the protein is phenylalanine. And phenylalanine converts into tyrosine, which converts into L-dopa, which converts into dopamine. But this is the substance we need to get, is phenylalanine, which is in our proteins. Easy to digest protein. One of the reasons this is more of a boy condition and a man condition, which is that we lose our motivation, we lose our comprehension, our attention gets scattered like that. One of the reasons it's male is because males over the board have basically 25% more muscle mass than females. And particularly in your body, your muscle ratio to fat is 25% more than a woman would have. So when your body has more muscle mass, the phenylalanine also goes to your muscles. So your muscles, particularly under stress, will absorb the phenylalanine, and then you don't have the amino acid necessary for optimal brain function. So boys have a tendency, if they're under lots of stress or their brain experiences inflammation, to have dramatically more symptoms of ADD than girls. But girls, some girls do have it. So let's understand that's why boys, not so much girls, but girls still can benefit from this if they're not comprehending, if they're scattered, if they're overly sensitive. These supplements to improve dopamine function and serotonin function can be very helpful. So I first began studying dopamine about 11 years ago when I had pre-Parkinson's symptoms. And I studied pre-Parkinson's. I said, I gotta fix this. I went to a doctor. He said, oh, you're just getting old. That's the last solution I wanted. I was gonna solve it now. And I looked into understanding Parkinson's is inhibited dopamine function, another aspect of what ADD is, but much more extreme. And so I looked for how could I increase my dopamine levels, and I went and I got IV treatments with amino acids. That's what's in protein to make the dopamine in the brain. I put it into my bloodstream, and through an IV treatment at a clinic, and my Parkinson's went away. Now this is pre-Parkinson's, this is not advanced, okay? So there wasn't much brain damage, it was more my brain was now more inhibited dopamine function. Dopamine also causes all muscle movement. So what happens is people start their body involuntarily shakes when your dopamine levels start to really drop. Okay, and that's a Parkinson's symptom, one variation of inhibited dopamine function due to inflammation of the brain. So what we want to do is reduce inflammation in the brain, and dopamine works better. At the same time, assist the body in producing dopamine. Because once your brain is not making the right brain chemicals, then your stress levels go up. And when your stress levels go up, your digestion stops functioning well. When your digestion stops functioning well, then you can't make the amino acids. You can't get it out of the food to go into the brain and make your brain work. So once you start having inhibited digestion, you can't solve the problem. So the solution here is to get food which is easy to digest, which has those amino acids in it, and cofactors to help the brain to make dopamine. You need a little sugar, little glucose. So you need glucose, you need easy to digest protein. Something from one of the superfoods I like to put in the shake is goji berries. Are really good for optimal brain function. The little red berries. And a good fat. And the good fat is coconut oil and flaxseed. Flaxseed is a great omega-3 because you need omega-3 to make the brain chemicals. The brain functions on omega-3. You need a little glucose and you need good proteins and the right kind of fat, as well as coconut oil stimulates your body to burn fat and gives you more energy. So that's a little shake. I call it the Mars Venus Wellness Solution Shake. I have one for women, one for men. The men's has a little bit more of casein protein, which takes longer to digest and helps the muscles. Whey protein gives you a boost of energy right away and a boost of brain chemicals. So a combination of those two types of protein, whey and casein, in an unpasteurized form, but still perfectly pure because it's spray dried. You now have that, plus those other ingredients, the omega-3, and a supplement in there, which I think is very important, which is phosphatidylserine, phosphatidylcholine. These are like super ingredients for your brain to help your brain work better. They're most concentrated in egg yolks. This is why you want to make sure your kids get lots of egg yolks. You want to eat lots of egg yolks. The B vitamins in there are great. And I have a shake, a pre-made shake, which has every vitamin in it as well, every mineral in it. And the minerals are really important too, because all children are mineral deficient. Our food today is mineral deficient. And that mineral deficiency, you need minerals to activate the enzymes to digest the protein. You need minerals to activate the enzymes in your brain called metabolic enzymes. The minerals have to activate the enzymes in your brain to make the dopamine. So a good wellness shake is very important every day. I start my day with it. I've been doing it for the last 10 years. It makes such a difference. I do little variations, adding different things into it. But the basic foundation is there. The Mars Venus Wellness Solution Shake, as well as a good mineral supplement. I have a special mineral supplement called Super Minerals. And these super minerals have every mineral that you need, particularly for optimal brain function. So with minerals and with the shake, you have an amazing breakfast. And the other thing is all the toxic overload. We know that all of these brain problems that children today are having is because there's so many environmental toxins. There's another, I'll be giving another talk on detoxifying the brain. However, just it's enough to know that start your day with a lemonade for your kids. Lemon and water, add some aloe vera, is the most ultimate body detoxifier from all natural substances that have been used. So you want to constantly be detoxifying the brain of heavy metals, putting good minerals in to activate the enzymes, which will then digest the proteins, which will then go into your brain and make plenty of dopamine and plenty of serotonin. So that's your basic foundation, in my opinion, of every single health condition, is you have your basic easy to digest breakfast, which provides the brain chemicals to lower your stress. Then you're healthy. But due to toxic influences and other issues in our life and stresses and problems and certain inherited challenges, there can be other need for other remedies. But in my opinion, all these other remedies work 10 times better, if I could say that. They certainly work better if you have the foundation of easy to digest nutrients. Because for anything to work, we need our proteins and our fats and our carbohydrates in a form that is balanced and good for us.